Hi there, nice people. Cartooning is our lesson, and boy, do I have fun with you folks on this lesson. You bring me your cartoons that you've drawn. You've been looking in the paper at Mickey Mouse or Superman or some funky Winker Bean or somebody, and you draw. Actually, what you're doing is copying some of the lines, and that's perfectly a good way to learn how to draw. Just look at what the other artists have done. You notice that some cartoons are very real. Superman will be very real, shows all his muscles and so forth. But there's some other cartoons where guys are real fat, no heads, hardly no bodies, lots of hair, all kinds of wild expressions. Well, let's do something about cartooning that way. I've been working over here just for a second on a girl, and I'm drawing her rather real. You look at my paper here. Here's her nose, and she's smiling. Get her hair. Now, on a real drawing of a person, we have the face divided in half, the eyes come in the middle of the head. A lot of times if you look at a person, you sometimes have, when you look at their face, you think their eyes are at the top of their head, but they're really not. If you look at my head over here and I measure from my eyes down my chin, and then from my eyes to the top of my head, they come right in the middle. They do. So as I'm working along over here on this girl, I'm trying to draw a bit of a realism. Then I want to show you what caricature artists do or cartoonists do. As I look at this girl and I want to make a cartoon, I say, how much hair does she have? I should make more if she's got a lot. Is her nose small? Make it tinier. Is her chin small? Make it tinier. So I just change some features as I go along to, we call it out of proportion for certain kinds of effects. Let me look at this girl for a moment now. And as I see her, I think she's got a kind of a big bouffant hairdo there. I'm going to make her face longer. Her eyes now, which are wide apart and kind of pretty and big, I think what I'll do is really make them big. I'll give her some big eyes, and I think what I'll do is I'll just over accentuate her eyelashes. And there's her big eyebrows there. Here's her nose, and then she has tiny little lips, as I have here. And then as I have her hair now, since her hair comes down here, I'll really make her hair wild. And see, here's what cartoon artists do and caricature artists do. They take and they change proportions like this and work away. All right? So that's what I've been doing with cartooning. It's so much fun over here. Just think for a moment. We'll just pick out 4 different kind of expressions. If I'm real happy, and I smile like this at you, my eyes curl up, my mouth goes up. If I'm real sad, my eyes kind of come down, my mouth comes down. Let's think of those 2 for a moment. Happy eyes, you've carved a pumpkin. Here's happy eyes, curved way up over here like this. And the mouth is really open like that. And someone who is sad, their eyes kind of come over this way. Kind of droopy. And the mouth goes down in this kind of position. All right. Now the noses over here, sometimes if somebody's smiling, maybe the nose kind of pops up in the air too. This fellow's nose might just come down here and kind of hang down like this. His eyes are underneath his eyelids. So he's really sad. May have some lines in his forehead. Now I haven't gone to the shape of the head, but as I go along here, let me add that part to his, here. This fellow over here is real happy. I'll get his ears over here. And a couple of funny looking teeth down here. Maybe he's laughing at himself. Notice how I can take and use the top of his head also for his hat. He has some hair sticking up here. Happy guy like this always wears a bow tie, right? With polka dots. All right, there's our happy man. And now as I think over here of our sad fellow, he's sad. Let's see. I'll give him a larger jaw on the back here. Like this. And his ears really are drooping way down. There's his chin. He probably has bags under his eyes. He just lost all of his money on the stock market. Okay, there's his hair up on top here. And then here's his little neck. And here's his arm. We just have a little bit of a body. All right. Happy and sad. Okay. Now we may have somebody over here who is surprised. He suddenly saw something, his eyes get real big, his mouth gets real big. Then we can have another guy who's very angry. It's a school principal. You folks just aren't getting your work done. Your grades are badly. You're running in the halls. So he's like this. So when I think of him, his eyebrows come in this way. His eyes real deep down. He's looking underneath his eyes in this direction. His nose probably comes straight down with, and they flare out like a bull might. And there's his mouth way over on the side. And his eyebrows are way up in here. All right. You notice that I'm not doing the heads first. I'm doing the parts of the face first. That's one technique. You can go different kinds of ways. But this other fellow who's scared, his eyes are like this, wide open. He probably has a button nose the same way. His mouth is like this. His eyes could be right kind of in the middle. Okay. His mouth's open like this. How would this fellow kind of look? Almost like he has horns, huh? Let's give him a white spot on top of his head. And as we come down, let's give him some sharp ears, because he kind of looks like that kind of a character. All right. And this fellow just might have just a perfectly round head like this, round ears. The whole thing about him is round. So we have surprised over here. Someone's looking, and we have this mean. So you see the different kinds of expressions we can get onto the faces. Now, beside that, a lot of times when we do cartoons, that's the head parts. They have wild hair and all the other things that may go along. But now we come into the body. And the body has all kinds of expressions too. There's all kinds of ways to do this. There's one technique called a hairpin. You just go along and you make your cartoon starting like a hairpin. And then what you do is put feet on it. You can make the legs kind of small. And then you see the whole body, head, and so forth are all hooked together. Here's the arm sticking way down here, arm coming across. And then as we have his face up here, and his head, that's kind of a hairpin. So we've got the body in this kind of a fashion. Here's one where I just use a straight line up and down, make the chest come way out past this line, looks like a tummy there. Here's his back end, and there's a foot. And here's his other foot sticking out here like this. He's got his arm come over here, sitting on his hip. And here's the way this guy sort of looks. Okay? There's all kinds of different little techniques that you can use as you start the cartoon to get certain kinds of effects for, for people. All right? See, also, let's see. Again, a person who is real tall and real big. You're talking about a football player or somebody like that. Come down, here's his shoes, so you got his chest real big. Then watch over here as I change the proportion on his head. Here's his football helmet, way up over here. And that makes his shoulders. And he's number 76 over here, you see? And his arms coming down here, he's holding on to the football. But you can see how I've taken and used that large triangle shape to get the kind of shape on the body where a guy is looking like that. It's kind of a proportional thing, all right? There's all kind of ways. A lot of times look at your your Sunday papers and just go through and analyze the different way in which some cartoon artist has used to get these different kinds of people, all right? Let me set him aside. Now, there's a technique that's called contour drawing. Sometimes I have a lot of fun with you in classroom by asking you to close your eyes, start to draw your cartoon man or woman, and never open the eyes, and just see how you end up. It's really fun to do, but here I go now. Watch how I start to do this. I come down with the head and make the nose sticking out there, and here's the mouth and chin as I come down. I make up my mind as I go along. There's a bit of a bow tie sticking out. He's pointing over there. Here's his fingers going back and forth. And he's got a tummy. And then he's got big shoes like this. See, I'm drawing around my subject. And here we go. He's got his other foot going the other way. And let's see what this other arm is doing. It's coming down this way. Here's the fingers. Then he's got wild hair back here. And I end up with exactly the same spot where I started. All right? Now you can go back and do some other things to him. but that's the contour technique. Sometimes you can go ahead and start to say, I think what I'll do is cartoon by using some feature of the body. Now here's a person who has a lot of hair. So take and put a lot of hair on. And then someplace in the hair, you find the eyes and nose, and you have the mouth. And part of the hair that's coming down makes up this hand. Part of the hair coming down makes up that hand. And then sticking out of there somewhere are some shoes. See how we have that character going along over here? All right. I'll put, while I have some room over here, I think there's one cartoon that I have the people do in school small, and then we blow them up and make them real big so that they could be holding a 22 by 28 piece of cardboard. I want to show you that. What you do is you take that cardboard first, it's going to be a sign, and then behind it you draw a cartoon that goes along with it. So let me take over here for a second. Here's the piece of paper, and this is a large piece of cardboard. Then pasted behind here is this guy's head. His nose is hanging over the sign. Here's his eyes, like this. Then you come along and put his fingers over here on this side. And see, that can be pasted right there. And then when we get down at the bottom, we just come right on down here, divide this up, and there it stands like this. Now this could be, 2 or 3 feet, 4 feet high. This piece of cardboard is maybe a piece that you can slip out each time. And if you do, watch how I can just go ahead and I'll draw this person inside here. There's the way the person would look. And then this cardboard is holding, just fits underneath his hands like that. And of course, when you have certain things at school, like events, ball games and so forth, let's pretend over here it's PTA meeting tonight. Now the idea of this, and why does anyone cartoon at all? They cartoon in such a way that when people come into a building, if they saw a natural poster with a real person on it, they would, well, it draws their attention, but a cartoon poster always draws the attention. Another one over here I'd like to show you, I have it in our art guide. This is a nervous stroke as I go along. Watch it as I go along over here and get a nervous kind of a stroke here. See what I'm making. Anybody guessing what you see there? This is very, very kind of creative as you go along. No one's telling you whether it's right or wrong. You're using your wild imagination as you cartoon away like this. Hey, I've got to go. We'll see you again next time, and I hope that you have a great deal of fun doing your different types of cartoon, okay? So long for now.